The music pounded through the speakers, lights flickering across the crowded dance floor while laughter echoed from every corner. I stood off to the side near the bar, a drink resting in my hand, scanning the faces in the crowd until my gaze found her, my wife, Emma. But instead of smiling at me the way she used to, she was wrapped in another man's embrace, swaying slowly as though the rest of the world had disappeared. My chest tightened instantly. It felt as if the ground beneath me had crumbled. She wasn't just dancing. She was melting into him, her head against his shoulder, her lips carrying a gentle smile I hadn't seen directed at me in weeks. Anger was my first reaction. My grip on the glass hardened, my whole body tensing. But beneath that anger was something far heavier, hurt, betrayal. We had walked into this party together, yet I was standing there alone while she openly chose someone else. My thoughts spiraled. Was this just a careless moment or something that had been happening for longer? Either way, her choice was painfully clear. I couldn't stand there and watch her destroy everything we had built. Quietly, I set my drink on the counter and started walking toward the exit. Every step felt weighted, but I refused to create a scene. If she wanted to shame me in front of everyone, I wouldn't give her the satisfaction of watching me plead. My silence would be my response. I slipped on my jacket, pushed open the door, and stepped into the cool night air. To me, this was the end. Outside, the world was quiet compared to the chaos inside. My breath came out in faint clouds as I walked slowly toward my car, trying to steady myself. Memories of our years together flooded my mind. The promises, the late-night talks, the dreams we had once shared. How had it come to this? Had I overlooked the signs? Maybe I had been too comfortable, assuming love alone would carry us through. Tonight proved it wasn't enough. When I reached my car, I leaned against it, staring at the pavement. My phone buzzed in my pocket, but I ignored it. I didn't need excuses or explanations. I had witnessed the truth with my own eyes. That was more than enough. I pulled out my keys, ready to drive away and leave it all behind, when hurried footsteps broke the silence. Wait. Her voice cut through the night, trembling and breathless. I looked up to see Emma running toward me, her heels clicking against the pavement, her hair disheveled from the dance floor. She grabbed my arm, panic widening her eyes. Please don't leave. It's not what you think. Her words hung in the cold air, but I stayed silent, my jaw clenched. I wanted to believe her, but the image of her in another man's arms was seared into my mind. She rushed to explain, words tumbling desperately. He's just an old friend, nothing more. I wasn't thinking. I only wanted to dance. I didn't realize how it looked. She clutched my hand tightly, her eyes glistening with tears. The moment I noticed you were gone, I went looking for you. Please, don't let this destroy us. I turned to face her completely, drawing in sharp breaths. You embarrass me, Emma, I said, my voice steady but edged with steel. In front of everyone. Do you even understand what it felt like? Watching my wife, in another man's arms. She shook her head quickly, tears streaming down her cheeks. I'm sorry. I was careless, but it was only a dance. I swear you're the one I love. Please don't walk away from me. Her words cracked through the wall I had built in the last hour. I searched her face, looking for deception, for any sign of a lie. But what I found instead was fear of losing me. The fury in me didn't disappear, but it softened into something else. Disappointment, sorrow, and, buried beneath it all, a trace of love. I didn't say yes. I didn't say no. But I allowed her to hold my hand. For her, that was enough. We didn't return to the party. Instead, we drove home in silence, her hand resting on mine as though she was terrified I'd vanish if she let go. The road ahead was uncertain. Trust would need to be rebuilt. Wounds would have to heal. As I sat beside her, I realized something. Infidelity doesn't always end a marriage in an instant. Sometimes it becomes the spark that forces both people to confront the truths they've been ignoring. Whether our marriage would survive, only time would decide. But one thing was undeniable. She would never forget the night she nearly lost me forever.